Hi, my name's Jack Taylor and I'm a writer for the National Guitar Academy. In this lesson we're going to be having a look at some guitar techniques. So today we're going to be focusing on bending. What's bending? Hopefully if you're listening to rock music and any type of music really, whether it's blues, you do hear it in jazz and especially country styles is quite popular. So players such as Hendrix, David Gilmour, Carlos Santana, Jimmy Page, all these different guitar players have used bending. So bending happens when you bend up with a string with your left hand, the string gets tighter so the pitch gets higher. So I'll just play an couple of examples of bending so you can hear what it sounds like. So before we start actually getting into it, there's a couple of cool tips which we can use to help us along the way. So the first one is to always use the tips of your fingers, so these parts of your fingers. The same if you were going to play like a C chord, like you want to be using the tips, because if you use the flats of your fingers it's going to sound a little bit like that and generally not very good. So by using the tips of your fingers you get a little bit more control here. Another point is to always be relaxed. You don't want to be stressed and really, like gripping onto your guitar like that every time you do a bend, because generally it will come out a little bit out of tune or not really there. So you want to be nice and relaxed when doing your bending. Another tip, try and use as many fingers as possible when you bend. And you kind of just have to have a go and really push for it. It's not a technique which comes straight away, it's one which really comes with practice, so make sure you have a go and properly practice it. So I'm going to pick a lick in A minor pentatonic. We'll just be using the A minor pentatonic scale here because it's a good reference point. If you actually go to that article, that's the scale I use there, and there's a couple of bending licks. I'll show you the bending lick which I played there and we can work through that together. So the main bend in it is one which reaches up to the 9th fret and something along that kind of lines. So what I'm doing there, as I said before, when you bend up you tighten up the string and the pitch gets higher. So when I do this first bend I'm aiming for this 9th fret. So hopefully you can hear that the bended note is the same as, so you want to be targeting that note. You can hear that, right? So one thing you can do is have a note, make sure we're nice and close to the fingers, using the tips, being nice and relaxed, using 3 or 4 fingers to help support the bend too, and just do it. And when we do it we just push the wrist round, so your thumb is still on the back there but you're still just going. So you can hear by just doing that subtle bending with your wrist and moving your wrist up really helps it out. So by targeting the note as well, a good thing to do when you're practicing is if you just take a scale, so for example we'll still be on the minor pentatonic, pick a note to bend up on. So you tend to bend really on the G, B and the E strings because they tend to be a little bit easier. So if for example we picked this note to bend up 2 notes going up to 10th, that'll be your target note and you bend up. That's our note. So hopefully you can hear how that's gone up. So same thing, using the motion going up like that, twisting your wrist around, and hopefully that should be enough to get you started. You don't have to do 2 notes. Sometimes you hear in blues just a subtle kind of like a quarter note bend, something like this. Because you're not bending up loads of notes, you can just do it with 1 finger, and it's not really meant to be in tune because it's a nice kind of bluesy out there lick. You would hear like B.B. King doing something like that. Another one, you can do nice little semitone bends, so just going up 1 note. So if I wanted to go, you can hear that. You hear that in the Stereophonic song Dakota. It's all bending, but what's really good there is the band's nice and controlled, and just going up kind of 1 note and just moving your wrist for as fast or as slow as you want it. Thanks for taking your time to watch this video, and hopefully these techniques and tips will have helped you into getting into bending and getting into lead guitar playing. So hopefully that's been of some help. Thanks for watching.